On the outskirts of Hugo, there is a road less traveled, and it leads to a world few Westerners understand.
My people have been in this country for, approximately 25 years. And, it's time that Americans get to know what we're about, why our culture is like this.
Sung Lee is Hmong American, and he's making a pact with the spirits of his ancestors.
For protection and good health.
And if all goes well for the next year, he's going to sacrifice a cow.
It depends on the status of the financial status of the individual who's making the pact. I could say I want to sacrifice a pig, but whatever the animal at the end of the year, you have to sacrifice it, pay back, because the spirits have done their part. Now you have to do your part.
In Hmong culture and religion, doing your part often involves the sacrifice of animals. Whether it's the birth of a child, the death of a loved one, or as in this case, because an already deceased parent needs additional resources in the spirit world. Sung Lee likens it to wiring money to the other side.
The spirits of the animal would be transferred over there.
When it comes to Hmong culture and Hmong religion, Lee says, there's no separating the two.
That's what makes us us. We have to keep that identity.
Why are animals so important?
Why? I think that goes back to, I guess, the way we live. Back in our country, we are an agrarian society, and we are tied to the land and the animals, and like the Native Americans, we depend on Mother Nature, what she gives us.
In their homeland of Laos, they would have performed such rituals on their own farms. In Minnesota, they've been relying on Sung Lee's farm.
Because not everybody has their own farm.
Not just to practice religion, but also as a source of food, and therein lies the controversy. On his farm, Lee operates a slaughterhouse, which the state has ordered him to shut down, at least temporarily. We recently documented some of the reasons why with a hidden camera, and while many will find the following images disturbing, they are the only way to fully comprehend what's at issue here. One obvious concern, public health.
When I first went out to this establishment, the sanitary conditions were deplorable.
We showed our video to Kevin Elfering, the inspector who ordered the slaughterhouse closed.
We did see some evidence of rats there. The septic system was not working, so the waste was backing up into the plant. The holding tanks that they had were full, and the wastewater was percolating up through the soil.
Personally, for the Department of Ag to put us in a category like Hormel plant, to say that we have to be stainless steel, this and that, it has to be rat-free and no rats, no mice in my place. That kind of gets to me.
But the concerns go beyond sanitation to the very way the animals are slaughtered.
This is the way that they did it in their home country, but they're not allowed here. These are just not acceptable practices in the United States. You can never look at that and say, that's right. You can't.
For starters, Elfering says, state and federal humane slaughter laws require that animals be mechanically stunned unconscious before they're even shackled and hung, let alone their throats slit.
So that the animal is really not feeling that the whole issue of slaughter. So that they're feeling no pain.
And that definitely is not the case here?
No, not at all. These are all violations of the humane slaughter law.
Sung Lee says the decision not to stun the animals has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with taste.
They have expressed that to me, that other places stun them, and stunning somehow changes the flavor of the meat.
As you might imagine, Lee's operation is drawing fire from animal welfare advocates as well.
Having baby goats waiting and watching while older goats or other goats are being slaughtered, it was all such a horrible experience.
Julie Derby and Peter Erdman had an organization called Defending Farm Animals.
People really need to stop belittling them or degrading them as dumb or dirty, ugly animals or animals that don't feel and suffer, because they do. They suffer the same way all other mammals do.
This just crosses the line. I think most people in this country would not think that's acceptable.
We don't do it for sport. We don't take a pig in there and kill for the fun of it, and then just disregard the carcass. You know, everything is consumed. You know, the reason we bleed it is, well, my people want to take the blood home to consume that too.
There's just something about animals screaming, especially when they're being killed and basically tortured. That's a very sick sound.
Neighbors who complain of increased traffic and foul odors are making some noise of their own.
The laws in this country were set up, I believe, so everybody could live in peace and harmony because there's so many people that come from different backgrounds.
Yeah, I guess Americans lack the knowledge of where their steaks and hamburgers come from.
I think the immigrants that came to the United States many years ago, I'm sure there were some changes that they went through it too. We have established laws here, and they have to be followed by everyone.
Sung Lee concedes it might be easier to abandon the old ways, but at what price?
We realize that it's hard to carry on our culture and our religion, but you know, we also know that that's who we are. If we lose that, then we lose our identity.
Brad Woodard, KARE 11 News, Hugo.